Wow. Okay. So I guess I'm ready to do the video. Like, Spirit don't be playing, y'all. Like, I come outside, I got all my little stuff, and I'm just sitting here, like, Spirit says stalling. And all of a sudden, the video starts recording. Like, I wasn't completely ready yet. Like, but okay. So I do want to go ahead and start by saying thank you to those that felt comfortable enough to share parts of what you are experiencing with your family member or significant others. And also, just basically, allowing me to feel comfortable sharing what is very personal and private for me. So I do want to acknowledge you guys for that and say thank you. Um, Let me tell y'all what happened though. So, Spirit really kind of sat me down, and I'm not gonna say kind of. I was sat down. Like, I literally had a flat, and as always, God makes sure that I make it home and I'm somewhere safe. Um, but I was like really eager to get back out and start working and making money, and there was no toll service that was able to come to my aid. So, in that time, I got to do a lot of reflecting. And I tell you, there's no such thing as coincidences because I just kept seeing images of these cards. And so I went and I pulled some cards, and the first card that I got was Archangel Jeremiah, who, let me get the card out. I'm going to show you the card. But this particular angel is surrounding me now to help me with a life review, to take inventory of my life and to resolve, change, or heal anything that is unbalanced, right? And in that video, I was speaking of, my child basically disconnecting, playing the victim. It is what it is, right? So this card comes out. I go and I do this vending event, and even though I finally made it out the house and I'm making money, like literally, like this event was so slow that it gave me even more time to do a life review. And obviously, I was very resistant to fully looking at everything that God was trying to put forth. And so, someone that was there, I was doing a collaboration with at this event. We got to talking about something specific, and I'm like, oh, let me go through my phone and find a photo so that I can show you. And as I'm going through these photos, I ran across some messages from my other child that I have a very strong bond with. And it was messages of when me and that child had a falling out, and that child was very disrespectful. And I let that child know that, and I basically backed off and gave the space for my baby to figure that out. And we did have, a conversation about it, and we healed that, we forgave, and we moved on, right? And so that connection is very strong and very beautiful in this present moment. And so it made me think about this situation with my other child, and it fueled me with a stronger faith that by respecting my child's feelings, whether I feel like, right, wrong, whatever, we have to allow people the time and the space to grow and to recognize that when they're ready to, right? And so nothing is coincidence. The next card that came out was Archangel Regul, Divine Order. It said everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. I just saw 528 on the screen. 528 is very significant for me because that is my birthday. However, 528 is very powerful love frequency hertz. And it is also known as God's center because that is where the Holy Spirit, resides inside of us. That is our direct connection to that Christ conscious energy, right? So that's very important. But I want to go to the book, and I want to I want to read what Divine Order says. It says a win-win situation is brewing, one with solutions that are fair to everyone involved. This requires you to have blind faith that heaven is working behind the scenes to extract the highest good for all. Ask me to buoy your faith if it wavers. Use positive affirmations and prayers to keep your spirits high. Above all, make sure that your conversations about this situation involve positive and optimistic words and phrases. You're so powerful that your positive thoughts can speed the resolution along even quicker. Y'all, when I read that, and then I thought about how God had, guided me to share that video with you guys. And then you guys started commenting and sharing your own stories. How beautiful does God work in using all of his children to interconnect? Y'all, we basically have been joining our collective energy into healing the situations that we are all experiencing right now. I felt the excitement and the joy and I don't know, this harmony within me, as though there is a celebration that is taking place. And so I would not be surprised if, we all start receiving communication and being able to openly and honestly communicate our thoughts, our feelings, and to forgive one another and move forward in a more beautiful and positive manner. So I'm sharing this video with you now. If this has crossed, your path, understand that God is doing things and shifting the situation, but you have to respect that everything is exactly how it should be in this moment, right? So we are, whoever it is that you have this estranged relationship with, trust and believe that just as you are getting signs and synchronicities that are putting, these, positive, affirmations into your subconscious to help you manifest, healing whatever has been, damaged within these connections. Everything is, I'm gonna put it like this, it's an operation state, okay? So we're gonna look at it like a surgery. God is performing surgery on our situations, and we don't know how long the surgery is going to be because things can come up, right? Things come up that may need to reshift and redirect, right? And after that surgery, there also needs to be time for recovery, right? and our recovery time depends on how well we we follow and follow the doctor's orders, right? And in following the doctor's orders, we were told to have blind faith and to make sure that our thoughts are positive and focused on the healing. So, what would be a great thing to do right now is to continue to stay in prayer, to continue to pray for healing, for whatever is the best for everyone, right? We want the highest good of everyone. We don't want to try to dictate how that's going to look, right? We know what we want. However, the other parties involved have to want the same thing. So just to make sure that we are not praying against someone's will, we want to pray for the highest good of everyone, right? Because it's not a one-sided thing, it is a back and forth. 11:11 was just on the screen. You may have been seeing that a lot lately, but look past the illusion. Sometimes when things come up in the surgery, people get panicked, and they start to be fearful and doubtful. However, we are being told that divine order is at play. So that means God's hands is directly in this. We don't need to fear. We do not need to question the doctor while the doctor is working, right? That's one of the things that we never get to do, right? If the doctor is performing the surgery, you can't interrupt the doctor with, needing to be reassured. That's that blind faith. So we have to step out of God's way and allow the work to be done, right? And then when the doctor is done and the recovery is taking place, the doctor will then say when that patient is going to be released and the aftercare. So what we are going to focus on is the plan for the aftercare, right? So because we know that that recovery is a fragile stage, right? So when we think about these other parties involved, yeah, we're talking again, we're moving forward, but those wounds are still healing, right? So they have to be cared for as we would care for that wound that we don't want to be re-injured. So we have to make sure that we don't do the same things that caused the injury in the first place, right? I feel like everybody can understand that analogy. And I'm telling you guys, if y'all follow me, like, y'all gonna get a lot of that. 1313 was just on the screen, and that's my granny, y'all. That's our number. Like, and I've been seeing her, I've been feeling her, like, so if somebody has been going through, some sadness and some grief, missing a loved one, pay attention, because your loved one is sending you signs, okay? So let me redirect myself back to the reading. But I really appreciate, my granny showing up and giving me that love and that energy right there, because yeah, sometimes it's difficult, right? It's things are sensitive, and for me, I'm a deeply sensitive person. I feel things very intently, and one of the things that I am still healing and working on is feeling safe enough to be vulnerable, right? And that's just me, just showing up in my true authenticity, right? So yeah, I'm getting to the point to where I had been isolated for so long, and I have to get comfortable with sharing myself, because God is like, this is what I have you to do. And one thing that I know I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show up for God the way God shows up for me in my life, because I have so many testimonies of how God has gotten me through some things that a lot of people close to me witnessing. They were just like, how the hell did you get through that one? all I can say is God. Like, that's all I can say. I don't know how present God is in other people's lives, because all I can do is stay in my own lane and go through my journey. But we all have one, right? And so with mine, I have a lot of experience where I have no choice but to give God the glory. 1515. I keep just seeing all. Maybe somebody just keeps seeing all of these repeated numbers. Make sure that you are looking up these numbers when you see whatever numbers keep repeating for you, because that's another way that it's like God assigns these angels to each person, right? And these angels have a case that they have to follow through and fulfill, right? Because God is saying, okay, this child is appointed to fulfill this will, and each angel has a role that they play in making sure that that will is seen out from start to finish, right? So everyone has angels surrounding them, and they are working overtime, constantly trying to give you these signs and synchronicities when we are too busy with 3D situations. Life be lifing, and we be having to take care of some stuff, right? And so while you gotta pay your bills and take care of your family and all this other stuff, the angels are like, hey, they still got a spiritual duty to fulfill, so we have to send them these signs. And so they're sending you certain animals to keep crossing your path. And if you look it up, these animals have significant meanings. If you are run across certain insects, they have significant meanings. If you keep seeing repeated numbers, those have significant meanings. And as you begin to tap in and catch these synchronicities, and you follow through and you're looking it up to catch exactly what it is they are trying to share with you, they're like, oh, okay, so I see Amy, she likes these numbers, she finds it fun, she looks it up. They can send you the same number over and over and over again, and each time you look it up, you be like, oh, I remember it said this, but let me look it up. Guess what? It changes, because they know, okay, this is how I can get this person's attention. And so they will send direct messages through that same number. So look it up each time, because the meaning of it may change. There may be a different message for you, because although angels can't just like talk to you and be like, what's up, dog? God told me to go ahead and let you know that this is going on and you need to pay close attention. You need to make sure that you're not triggering and reacting. Like, they send these messages through all these different ways just to keep us, moving forward at a good pace. We always where we need to be, right? But sometimes we could we could speed up the healing process, or we could slow the healing process down, right? So pay attention to that. But I'm not gonna get off in too much of a tangent. The meaning of the purpose of this message is to let you know that your situation is in surgery right now, and healing is taking place. So go ahead and prepare yourself. But in the meantime, Archangel Michael, I love Archangel Michael, and I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Archangel Michael. And like, that angel is the shit, y'all. Like, another time, because this reading is getting too long and I got some stuff that I need to do. But I couldn't move forward without sharing this with you. Archangel Michael is saying, remember who you are. You are powerful, you are loving, and you are very creative. You are creative. I want you to think, when it says you are powerful, loving, and a creative child of God, let's take a second. I want you to stop what you're doing right now. I want you to look around where you are at. Specifically, go outside. Go outside into nature. Look around you. Like, who can come up? What kind of person comes up with all of the miraculous beauty that we have surrounding us when we go into nature? This is very intricate, right? You are very intricate. You are very creative. You have something so amazing. You are amazing. But everything is inside, right? That's just who you are. You can't help it. You can't help it. You can't change how fucking fabulous you are, even if you wanted to, because we are created in God's image. So don't ever think you lack any talent, skill, gift, ever, okay? Ever. But most of all, you are so loved. When we think about, for those of you that have shared, having, issues with your children in particular, think about it. How much do you love your child? Can your child ever do anything to change that amount of love that you have for your child? This is your creation. This is literally your flesh. This is literally your blood. Think about the blood. Let's go. Ooh, y'all. We ain't gonna go there, but we know that blood is powerful, right? We know that blood is powerful. So I can't even remember if we got all off deep into that divine order, right? So we just, yeah, we did. I just, we're gonna close it out. Because we had 21 minutes, so we're gonna close it out with remember who you are. It says you are made in the image and likeness of your Creator. So you embody aspects of all those qualities. Your inner divine light is pure and bright in truth. And no mistakes can undo God's handiwork of true perfection. Don't be afraid of your power, your magnificence. Ooh, I got tongue tied, y'all. I used to stutter as a child. Don't be afraid of your power, your magnificence, or your wisdom. When you succeed, you inspire others. When you change your life so that it's more aligned with your interests, you inspire others. Be powerful. Be magnificent. This is who you are. So when you're working with Archangel Michael, know that Archangel Michael's name means he who is like God. So when we compare this angel to God, we know that God is that perfection, right? God is that power. So this means that this particular angel has such a very high ranking and honor with God to be able to help assist us in shifting things. So whatever God says the will is for your soul and your life journey, this angel gonna step up and make sure that it happens, okay? This angel will remove any and everyone that tries to be a barrier in going against the will of God. I want you to think about that. Think about how hard this angel rides for Christ. Think about that. Okay? But since he emanates the Creator's awesome qualities of love, power, strength, and unwavering faith, when you call upon Michael, your own similar qualities are going to be enhanced. He is going to magnify those gifts, those traits that are within you. So when you feel things shifting and being rewired inside of you, that is that angel stepping in, because he has the right to do so, because you have already given permission before you brought your butt down here to do what you was going to do. Okay, so there are some things that you have free will on, and there are some other things that you are contracted to fulfill, and you can't renege now. Okay, so ask Michael to enter your dreams and to clear away any fears that are blocking you from fully enjoying and living your spiritual gifts and your qualities. When I say that, I am speaking to some people that have some gifts that are feeling very uncomfortable about having them just because of your upbringing, your environment, and what other people's belief systems are. And I am here to tell you that when you have the divine ordering your life and your steps, these other people don't matter. And you know what? They're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you. But guess what? What are they doing for themselves? While they talking about you, what should they be focused on? Right? There's a song that, who was it? It's Erica Mason. I love that song. Like, Erica Mason, I don't know why people ain't talking more about her, because, like, she got it, okay? But that song, You Ain't What You've Been Through, you know, she said, I heard somebody say you couldn't do it who ain't doing it. You know, and that's all it is. You know, people that can't do what you do are going to talk, right? Because they're just inadequate with themselves. But if you have a spiritual gift, if you have certain qualities in you, understand that it was just that. It was a gift. God handed you something. Say thank you and use it, and trust and know that there's purpose for you to have it, right? So if you struggle with that, ask Archangel Michael to remove those fears and to remove those blockages. Ask him to guide you while you're in your sleep state, because as you're in your sleep state, the body is at its very least resistant and is open to whatever messages, guidance, and clarity that you need at that specific time. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you for allowing this to be a safe space for us to all share whatever you feel guided to share. Please do so, because it's going to help somebody else. Somebody else is going to see your comment. Somebody else is going to resonate with your energy, and it's going to help that other person move forward in their healing, or move forward with whatever clarity that they need, you know, or maybe just even inspire someone else to stand in their truth, to be in their authentic self. Okay, so this gonna be a safe space for us. Like, we gonna have our own community, and just know that in this community, like, we don't bash anybody. We don't make anybody feel bad about where they're at just because our journey is different. We're going to pray for God to open our minds to understanding, because maybe that person crossed our paths and shared that part, and we got to experience that part of them because we will later down the line need it for ourselves, or someone that we care deeply about, that we want to help. Okay, so understand that that's what this is about. This is about us all being connected to help one another, so that we can take those different parts and apply it to our own life, apply it to our own healing, apply it to our journey. Okay, so oh wait, before I close out, there was somebody that had commented about even though, you know, they were being disrespected by a particular person, they still feel as though they need to show up. I do want to say, make sure that you are praying and asking God, you know, what you are supposed to do, or if you are supposed to do anything, because you know, we all have to go through some challenges and some obstacles, and sometimes, you know, those obstacles are our own karmic debt that we have incurred. And the one thing that we cannot do is interrupt when someone has to pay that karmic debt back. No matter what happens in life, the soul is always perfectly fine. And I can't stress that enough, okay? And I'm going to use myself as an example for that, okay? Because I know, you know, when it comes to our kids, you know, we want to be their strong protectors. We want to be their providers. But there are certain times where, you know, God is putting us through some humility to humble us, right? but also to prepare us. And so, my parents did an amazing job with me. At the time when I was grew up, that I feel like they coulda, shoulda done things differently or better, regardless as to whatever I felt at that time. At this time in my life as an adult, I know that they did the best they could, and what they did had a higher purpose and meaning for me. So when my parents didn't show up for me, the way I wanted them to, and rescue me from different hardships and obstacles that I experienced, it taught me resilience. And it also helped me heal the inner conflict of having to be codependent on others. That was something that was a struggle for me. And now here I stand very proud of myself in being self-sufficient. Because guess what? All of those family members are now deceased, and here I stand alone. And had they not did that, I would not be prepared to be here alone, and to be strong, and to keep showing up for myself. So don't be scared thinking that you have to be the one to rescue them. Let them go through their humility, and let them build that relationship of closeness with God. Because had those things never happened, I would never be able to even hear God. The things that I went through is why I have the connection that I have with God now. And that is the most beautiful relationship that I have in my life. And to be honest, when the shit hit the fan and that's all I had, that is all I need. Okay, there is a song that I love. Her name is Timmy Oni, and the song is called Me and God. And at the end of the day, that's where we start, and that's where we're gonna finish. Okay, so we all need that connection with God. Okay, so allow people the chance to learn their lessons, because every time we step in and intervene, what we are saying to that soul is, I don't trust or believe that you have it in you, that you are capable to to fix this or to move forward. And we absolutely do, because in remembering who we are powerful, we are loving, and we are creative. We are a creative child of God. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. Please be open to sharing whatever you feel, guided to share in your heart. And I promise you, anybody that ever tries to disrespect this platform that we have going on, y'all, they're going to be blocked. Go ahead and close that on out with the blood. Can we get an amen? All right, y'all. Bye. I got to go.